Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with a recent update from the muted Nick Walker, looking very impressive, round, bubbly, delts look massive, traps also look great. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I think Nick has made significant improvements to the traps since last year. And looking at this update, if I hadn't seen Nick at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing and the New York Pro, I would probably say this guy could potentially win this year's Olympia. But seeing Nick at Pittsburgh, seeing Nick at New York, he definitely has a crack in his armor. A lot of people think that Nick just isn't controlling his midsection, but I personally think the midsection or the obliques have grown, and that is a red flag for a guy like Nick Walker. Going forward, I think Nick has to be very, very careful about adding size. He already has a wide midsection. It looks like the midsection has grown since last year. If Nick lets go of his midsection one time, everyone is going to screenshot it and make a 1-hour YouTube video. He just can't afford to add any more size to that waist. So again, Nick just has to be careful adding size going forward. And I know some of you guys may be like, Nick is incredible in the back shots. He's great from the side. Nick will be fine. But I'll tell you guys this. The gift Phil Heath had midsection issues, had one of the best backs of all time, crazy arms. It doesn't really matter, guys. If the midsection is off, it honestly throws everything else off. But with all that being said, Nick Walker is still one of the best bodybuilders in the sport. I believe he will be top 5 at worst at this year's Olympia. I'm just a little bit worried about Nick staying within that top 3. So let's switch over to Quinton Eriya, Quint Beastwood. The image on the left is 4 days before the New York Pro, and the image on the right is 3 days after the New York Pro and up 17 pounds. Quint said he will continue to gain back the muscle that he lost going into the Toronto Pro, which leads me to this. Quint is no longer working with Matt Jansen, and you guys may be wondering why. Exhibit A, Quint posted this up on his story, and he said he lost 70 pounds while prepping for the New York Pro. To me, that means one of two things. Either this prep went very, very bad, or Quint got entirely too heavy in the offseason, and Quint doesn't look too heavy. Exhibit B, Quint said he was heavier and leaner 2 years ago on stage. After a 2-year off season, I somehow came in with a lot less muscle and worse conditioning. And I mean, you can't really argue with these things. I can say this, Quint and Matt only did one show together. Matt hasn't really had a lot of time to figure out how to peak Quint, but he does have very valid points. And this is the last post I want to mention. Quint said this is how he looked off cycle at 315 pounds in May of 2023. And again, it does not look like Quint got too big in the offseason, so I would guess that the prep with Matt just went very, very bad. And people may be wondering, how can you leave a guy like Matt Jansen? He's one of the best coaches in the sport. Honestly, I mean, I can understand where Quint is coming from 100%. We know that you like to give a coach multiple chances, but Quint doesn't want to do that, and I mean, I can't really argue with him. It was a horrible prep. He lost 70 pounds. He wants to fire his coach. I'm not mad. But as of right now, Quint does not have a coach and will be prepping himself for Toronto. I'm pretty sure he'll have someone like Dorian take a look at him. And Quint also said he isn't looking for a coach right now. You can't just go around jumping from relationship to relationship. But best of luck to Quint Beastwood. He seems happy. And in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from Behrooz Tabani at only 3 weeks out from the Pro Classic, where he will be competing against Michael Krizo as well as William Bonac. And just being transparent with you guys, at 3 weeks out, I think the Pro Classic is going to come down to Michael Krizo versus Behrooz Tabani, with William Bonac probably falling in third. That's my early prediction. And I say that because Behrooz is going to be very tough to beat. This guy has great shape. He brings crazy conditioning and detail comparable of that to Hadi Chupin, and also looks like he has added a little bit of size, especially to the quads from the front. But hopefully his quads look as good as they do here when he's on stage at the Pro Classic. As far as beating Michael Krizo, that's going to be tough to do. Krizo is a top 7 Olympian, but let me know what you guys think. Now let's switch over to the prophecy, Nathan DeAsha. 4 weeks out from the Flex Weekend Italy Pro, and we should also be seeing Nathan at the Dubai Pro. And looking at his recent updates, working with Boss of Outlaw, it's possible that Nathan is at his all-time best at 4 weeks out of the Italy Pro. And when it comes to Nathan, there isn't much to knock. The only real critique I hear about him is about the structure, and there's nothing he can really do about that. Nathan has the size. He's added even more this offseason. He also has no problem getting in shape at all. Nathan doesn't eat like a typical bodybuilder and still gets in great shape. But I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the stage this year. Again, I think it's quite possible that we could see the best Nathan DeAsha we've ever seen in 4 weeks. And even going back to last year when he didn't have the best placing at Romania, that was his third, maybe fourth show of the year. So maybe Nathan was just drained by that point. And in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from the future, Patrick Moore. Personally, I was very excited to see this update. We never really see updates of Patrick, and it looks like this guy has definitely added some size, which is the one thing he's been critiqued for his entire career. Patrick can bring the conditioning, he has great shape, but he needs more size to be truly competitive. And he has yet to announce a show, but I'm hoping that he will compete sometime this year. Maybe not the Texas Pro. Andrew Jack is going to be there. Maybe Tampa. And in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from Stephane Matala. We are still not 100% sure what show he's doing. We just know that Stephane has lost 30 pounds so far this prep, and he still has to lose 15 more pounds to make weight for classic physique. If nothing else, this guy will definitely bring crazy conditioning. And I'll say this, Stephane has definitely lost some wow factor, lost some pop, but he still does look pretty good. Despite losing all this weight, it's possible that he will still look very competitive. At least he'll look better than he did the last time that he competed. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this legendary bodybuilder? And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Quinton from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.